So, Akame and I both think that maybe there was a person who was disguised as Inuyasha. But then Akame couldn't help to be curious about the whole sacred jewel thing. And I explained to her about what I know about the sacred jewel. And, well, I explained that the sacred jewel is a little jewel. Well, but this jewel can increase the strength of any demon who wishes to keep the jewel and use it to increase their power levels to crazy levels. Kikyo, she made a vow to protect the sacred jewel and make sure it does not fall into the hands of a demon. And a comic went out to ask what would happen if a Godzilla or a kaiju managed to take the sacred jewel and use it to increase their power levels. That I was actually more curious. I was more curious to see if it would work on me. If I were interested on taking the sacred jewel and using it to increase my power levels. I even told Akame that Kikyo was still carrying the sacred jewel with her. She's not, for once, let it go out of her sight. She's always kept it and, well, never stopped carrying it around. And Akame was still confused on why Kikyo has not let it go for. And the guy asked if Kikyo still misses Inuyasha. And I reply, yeah, I heard her talking about Inuyasha a lot last night. Well, almost every night when we were on our own, she always talked about Inuyasha and how much she cared about him. She never for once let him out of her mind. She told me that she quote-unquote hates him, but I can tell that she's lying. She misses Inuyasha so much. She will be willing to do anything to see him again. One last time. Is she dying? Yeah. Then Akame came out to ask if she was dying. I replied, no. She had a nightmare last night if was she was having a nightmare and she kind of had a nightmare that she was going to die, and I told her that there's no way in the name of Godzilla Earth I'm going to let my little sister die. When she told me that nightmare. Now moving on to episode 8. And this episode is more like a Inuyasha and Kikyo episode because well, I think I'm gonna change my mind again. I know this happens a lot, so don't get mad at me in the comments below. So, change my mind a lot, both in YouTube and in reality. So, don't mind if I change my mind again. Well, mainly, I think Inuyasha and Kikyo are gonna reunite in this episode. So, I was just kidding about that part. Inuyasha and Kikyo are gonna reunite in this episode. So it was like later at night, and Kikyo was wandering around, minding her own business, and well, she hears Inuyasha's voice. And she actually decides to go towards him, but she kind of tripped and got a massive cut on her left leg. And Inuyasha picks up her scent, wondering why he was on his own, mainly because he was trying to get away from Kagome, and Kinta 3 was more like in a bad mood. So Inuyasha finds Kikyo, and the two sort of have a little talk. Kikyo at first was not excited, well, mainly on the outside, but on the inside she was like screaming for Inuyasha to come and give her a hug, or all those other romantic stuff. But she couldn't that a part of her was still mad at Inuyasha until he revealed that it was Naraku who was the one who separated them. He disguised himself as Inuyasha at first and basically attacked Kikyo. Then later disguised himself as Kikyo to basically attack Inuyasha. At first, Kikyo doesn't believe him until he manages to show Kikyo Naraku's memories that on a little device that Mechagodzilla 23 made. And Kikyo understands and apologizes to Inuyasha for shooting at him and making him go to sleep on the tree, on the sacred tree, I think, or the Tree of Ages. I can't remember which one. what the name was. Anyways, moving on. And Inuyasha could not be curious on why she was on her own. And Kikyo replies that she's not really on her own. She has me, her brother, and she's working for Night right now. And Inuyasha also apologizes as well. And could not be curious if she's still carrying the sacred jewel. And Kikyo at first hesitant but replies, yes. And Inuyasha swears he's not wanting to take the powers or wanting to become human. He basically just tells her that he's fine being half human, half demon. And Kikyo accepts that. This is where, for the first time, they actually hear the Mothra twins. At first, Inuyasha is confused until the Mothra twins explain that there's a prophecy that must happen. A very certain prophecy that might help you guys to win against the threat, Shin Godzilla. Kikyo and Inuyasha, Kikyo was shocked because she doesn't know why Shin Godzilla's acting evil until Inuyasha gives her the rundown. But then Kikyo comes to a horrifying conclusion. Was Shin Godzilla responsible for the death of her father? Anyways, the Mothra twins explain that the prophecy of Godzilla Ultimate's reincarnation must happen. Kikyo and Inuyasha were confused. Ultimate's reincarnation, and Kikyo couldn't help to be shocked that she's not heard of that name ever since 1984 was when Ultima died. Inuyasha was more confused about who was Godzilla Ultima. The Mothra twins explained that he was the greatest Godzilla to ever live, besides of Godzilla and Godzilla Earth. He was well known to be as the god of destruction, Godzilla's second in command of the monster kingdom. He didn't just help Godzilla to keep the monster kingdom in balance, but to keep humanity in balance as well. If humanity made a mistake, Ultima would punish them. They told Kikyo, they actually revealed to Kikyo, they revealed that I am basically Ultima's reincarnation. And he told Kikyo at the right moment, when the time comes, she must give the sacred jewel to me to increase my power levels and to help me to awaken Godzilla Ultima's powers inside of me. His spirit will awaken and also help me to transform to my true form. Yes, my current form is still Godzilla 2000, so don't worry. Pretty sure I explained that in the first time when I announced Son and Daughters of Godzilla Final Wars. And Kikyo understands. At first she wants to tell Super Final Wars, tell me. But the Mothra twins tell her to not tell me. At least not yet. And Kikyo is confused until the Mothra twins reply, just wait for a couple of days to tell him, then you can tell him that he is God's Ultimate's reincarnation.